I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular town board meeting for March 22nd. I'd ask everybody to please turn off cell phones and electronic devices unless you're on Zoom, and assisted listening devices are available for the hearing impaired. I'd ask everybody to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start off first with the public hearing, local law for flood damage prevention. I don't know if you want to read that.
Sure. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Lewiston, Niagara County, New York, on the 22nd day of March 2021, commencing at 6 p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Ridge Road, Lewiston, New York, on the adoption of a local law for flood damage prevention. Said law is intended to reduce the potential and or actual damages resulting from flooding and erosion to the residents of the town of Lewiston, and endeavor to limit damage to private and public housing, public facilities, both publicly and privately owned, and injury to and loss of human life. It is the purpose of this local law to promote the public health, safety, and general welfare, and to minimize public and private losses due to flood conditions in specific areas by provisions designed to, 1, regulate uses which are dangerous to health, safety, and property due to water or erosion hazards, or which result in damaging increases in erosion or in flood heights or velocities. Thank you. 2, require that uses vulnerable to floods, including facilities which serve such uses, be protected against flood damage at the time of initial construction. 3, control the alternation of natural floodplains, stream channels, and natural protective barriers which are involved in the accommodation of floodwaters. 4, control filling, grading, dredging, and other development which may increase erosion or flood damages. 5, regulate the construction of flood barriers which will unnaturally divert floodwaters or which may increase flood hazards to other lands. And 6, qualify and maintain for participation in the National Flood Insurance Program. The complete text of said law is on file at the office of the town clerk and is available for review by any interested person during business hours. At such public hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard. By order of the town board, March 8th, 2021.
Thank you, Donna. And I will ask, nobody had signed up in the back. Is anybody here in attendance wish to speak on the flood map issue? Okay.
I have a quick question. Unrelated, when do I ask a different question if it's not for this topic?
We're gonna have 2 public hearings,
Okay.
or public hearings, and then the actual meeting will start.
Okay.
Okay? So hang in there.
Okay.
I will go to the Zoom. Just let me make an announcement. Bill Guyvan and Jason Myers are both on vacation, but they're both Zooming on the meeting tonight. And John Jacoby, myself, and Rob Morial are here in person. So I would ask anybody who wishes to speak in regards to the floodplain, to speak up now. Amy, if you could unmute everybody real quick. And if anybody wants to speak, they can unmute themselves and speak. Okay. With that, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I move we close the public hearing.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Bill, raise your hand if you concur, because you're muted. You're muted.
He raised his hand.
Jason, can you hear me? Hold on. Bill, can you hear me now? Okay. We can't hear your vote, you're muted. And Jason, you're muted as well. Okay, Jason, you're good? Okay.
Sorry, Steve, we didn't catch like the last couple minutes of what you were saying. You were muted as well.
Okay, so we have a motion here on the floor to end the public hearing. Nobody spoke in regards to the local law for flood damage prevention. So we have a motion to close the public hearing. It was made by John Jacoby and seconded by Rob Moriel. And I said all in favor. So I'll ask you in favor. Bill, are you in favor? And Bill, you're still muted.
How's that?
Yes, there you go.
All right. Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Before you vote? All right. The general public who might live in a flood zone will not really know about it until they're notified by an insurance company, correct? Or how is the general public to know if they're in a flood zone?
Bob
Is
Landon,
it like Bob Landon there?
Bob Landon, are you on the call or on the Zoom?
He was earlier.
Typically, an exchange, flood insurance, with a mortgage.
I'll ask the question before we vote for approval later on in the agenda.
Okay, Bob, are you there?
I'm sorry. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my apologies. My understanding is that if you have a mortgage and you're in one of these FEMA loans, the bank will notify you that you need it.
Okay. So if it's new to a piece of property, the homeowner might be surprised. There's just a minor of our flood zones.
I don't know that they would be surprised. No,
They'll be informed though.
to my understanding, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, this is a motion to close the public hearing. I'll ask one more time. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, carried. Now, with the public hearing on the police reform plan, would you read that one in?
Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the town of Lewiston, Niagara County, New York, on the 22nd day of March 2021, commencing at 6 p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Ridge Road, Lewiston, New York, on the adoption of a policing reform plan for the town of Lewiston. Said police reform plan was collaboratively drafted in conjunction with Governor Andrew Cuomo's New York State Police Reform and Reinvention Collaboration Executive Order 203. In accordance with said effort, the town of Lewiston convened a stakeholder committee for said purpose, which included representatives from the town of Lewiston, the town of Lewiston Police Chief, the Village of Lewiston, the Tuscarora Nation, the Lewiston Police School District, the Niagara-Whitfield School District, and the Lewiston Chamber of Commerce. The proposed plan included a comprehensive review of current police force deployments, strategies, policies, procedures, and practices for the purposes of addressing the particular needs of the communities being served. The complete text of said police reform plan is on file at the office of the town clerk and is available for review by any interested person during business hours. At such public hearing, all persons interested who wish to be heard will be heard by order of the town board, March 8th, 2021.
Thank you, Don. Nobody had signed in. Does anybody wish to speak in regards to police reform? Tom Smith is going to speak, Bill and Jason. Go ahead, Tom.
I wasn't able to find this form. I mean, is it online? Can you see it online anywhere, or do you have to go down somewhere to look at it?
It was posted online.
Okay, I didn't see any of that stuff. But to me, I didn't think that Lewiston had a problem, other than the fact when laws are not followed. I didn't think they needed to they're gonna do anything different other than to just follow the laws and the facts and apply them evenly. That's all I was believing. But I talked to Al, and Al said anytime that I want to, show him something, he's all ears. So I'm going to put together my presentation. Well, it's being put together for me by much smarter people that are much more organized, and Al can see that. And we'll see the justice that's gone on in this town long enough. And my family shouldn't have to go through it. We can't get the years back. But somebody else that's going to be coming up again, going to have to prevent that. The Bill of Rights matters. Matter to the people that fought for those rights. We got an epidemic of suicide amongst veterans who come home and see what? Constitution not being applied evenly. False police reports filed against Air Force servicemen on home on leave. Then covered up. Well, God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Anybody here wish to speak on the Police Reform Act? Anybody else here? Okay. Amy, I'll ask you again to unmute everybody. And if anybody wishes to speak on the Police Reform Bill, to unmute themselves as well and speak up. One more time, unmute yourself and just speak up. Okay, with that, I'll ask for a motion in the public hearing.
I'll move that we end that public hearing.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Just for the record, Don, Jason gave a thumbs up, just for his vote. Okay.
Sorry, I was having trouble.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to.
Right now.
No, that's fine. I have no issue with that. It's just, I just want to make sure Donna knew, because she isn't on Zoom, so she'd see it later, but. Okay, agenda approval. Moving on to our regular meeting, the agenda approval, I wanted to add, under the policing reform plan approval, I want to read a letter that we received from the village in regards to that. And also, under Councilman Morial, his wastewater treatment hire is actually a promotion. It's not a hire. So I just wanted to add that to the agenda. Did anybody else have anything to add to the agenda? Anything, Rob?
No, I'm sorry, but
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Jason or Bill, anything?
No, that is fine.
Okay. So a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I make that motion, we approve the agenda as amended.
second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Okay. Now, resident statements. Now's your time.
Hopefully this will be pretty quick. Dave Carpenter, 5121 Oak Hill Drive. Novice here, I just called the town earlier today, I'm just kind of following instructions. So at the last town zoning board of appeals regarding Sullivan Court and an easement, Rob, you were there, you remember me.
How's that?
Yeah, you were there too. They said April 8th is gonna be the next one, and they said, well, Mr. Carpenter, come in and figure out, Zoom call, whatever. Well, there isn't a Zoom call, I can't dial in, I'm gonna be on vacation. So my request is to take the Sullivan Court for April 8th to move it to the next one, so I can actually attend the meeting. That's my request.
Okay.
The town's going to come down here today to ask for that.
Hold on one second. Tim Masters, are you on?
He's having a hard time getting on.
He's on. I
Oh, he is?
texted
Okay.
him.
All right.
Tim, are you on? Well,
He's muted.
you just muted yourself again, Tim. You know what? Get down.
Are you there?
Yeah, there you are, Tim.
Okay,
Did you hear his request?
I did not.
Okay, it's Mr. Carpenter from Oak Hill Drive, and he's requesting
Okay.
for the zoning board of appeals for the Sullivan Court Oak Hill driveway issue to be placed on the May agenda and taken off the April agenda. Is that something, because he's gonna be out of town and the meeting's not being Zoomed, is that something that is usually done, or could we get that maybe Zoomed so he could attend it via Zoom?
That might be an Al or Tom question, because you probably have to have consent from the applicant. If the applicant consents, I think it could be done.
Okay,
I don't have a lot of background on the issue.
okay.
I'm sorry, let me unmute myself.
Well, there's a bunch of follow-up
He's not
information.
the applicant, so the applicant would be, the one that would by mutual consent, say to postpone that meeting. And I can check with them tomorrow on that if they would be willing to do that.
Okay. I'll get Mr. Carpenter's information, I'll follow up with him, because I'm sure we can make it available via Zoom.
And not to mention the fact that I think that if it was brought up at the next meeting, and we know the comment is needing to be made, it could be adjourned to the table for the following meeting also.
But we don't have another board meeting until after the next zoning board. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
This is the last meeting, so.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Tim.
Steve, are you willing to come in for a special 20-minute, 10-minute meeting if you want to meet so we could do something?
Well, let me work, we got a couple of weeks to work on it. When do you leave? When do you go out of town?
I leave Friday for 2 weeks.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Do me a favor, just, on a piece of paper back there, just write down all your information, and I'll get it from you, and I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about instruction.
Yeah.
You know, there's all this new information that's gonna come back, and I'm not gonna be here,
Right.
you know, and I'm on the HOA board. That was the other, you know, I was asked the question last time if I was a voting member, but I'm actually on the board, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, give your information.
And I also,
Yeah, go ahead.
No problem.
I didn't let them, so.
It's fine.
Can I make a comment while we're waiting?
Hold on, Steve, hold on one second.
It's all good.
As long as I can read your phone number, I get your,
Yeah.
okay, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow.
You got me on
Okay.
speed dial, Steve, anyway.
Yeah, okay. Steve Lau, go ahead.
Mike Samosa?
Yeah, there were a couple of pretty meaty public hearings today, and wouldn't those ordinarily be part of the packet that comes out with the agenda, along with other things? I mean, I got the agenda.
It was on,
Yes, it was on
the website.
It was on the website, according to Donna Garfinkel.
I understand that, but isn't it normally when the agenda comes out, all the things that are on the agenda are part of the packet? You have that in front of you?
Oh, we do.
I have the law, yeah, I have the law.
Well, I mean, well, that's my point.
Well,
That's all.
But it's on the website.
What's his point?
What's his question?
What,
I understand that, but I should have in front of me what you have in front of you.
well, you
I'm
could,
not gonna make a big deal out of it, but.
you could have printed it off the website. This was on the
Yes,
website.
absolutely.
So, I mean,
No, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, that's okay.
okay,
Thanks.
okay. Does anybody else wish to speak? Okay, moving on to department head statement. We'll start with Chief Previtt.
Just so the board's aware, I anticipate we have 2 part-time positions. One, we hired and made one of our part-timers a full-timer with that position. The resignation from Officer Salata, who left for Border Patrol. And we may have another one that, of our part-timers being picked up by Niagara Falls. So I already did preliminary interviews last week, and we'll continue into this week. If I have some names, we'll bring them forward, possibly by next meeting.
Okay.
When will you know about the guy going to the Falls?
Hopefully I'll find out sometime this week. I think he's got to touch base with them again. They just had a physical fitness test on Friday,
Oh, okay.
so we'll
Thank
find
you,
out.
Chief.
Thank you.
Excellent. Donna, anything?
Just wanna let you know that I have reached out to, two companies so far regarding the replacement of a nice wood seal up there. I've received one quote back, just waiting for the other one. Marjorie's granddaughter sent me all the PDFs and all that we need if people wanna put it on their shirt, just start moving forward with changing the seal throughout all of the stuff that we have.
Okay, great. Deputy Supervisor Conrad, anything?
No, sir.
No. Dave Train, anything? I wanna say, if you haven't driven by the, Lower River Road Park, please do. Dave Train's crew has been down there taking advantage of this weather. It really is coming together. I'm excited about it, and, I ask everybody to go down there and take a look. It's coming along, so I appreciate it, Dave. I know the guys have been down there working hard.
Can you drive down there?
Do you recommend it? It's all heavy stone.
No, I was down there last Wednesday, but I didn't know if it was
Yeah,
taking a
no,
little driving down.
it's just stone, I'd rather than not,
Yeah, I don't blame
in
you.
case something happens.
Just so you know, Mrs. Maggard asked if you could drive down to that location, and Dave Train said he does not recommend driving down there, so, it's all stone right
Go
now.
for a walk, take a walk through there, there's a conservation thing next door for Stella Niagara, take a nice
Great.
walk through both parts.
But even from the road, Louise, you can get a good view of it. It's
Oh,
really,
yes, I did
Yeah.
Wednesday, but I wanted to go down.
today
And
I
I
was,
saw all that equipment down there and I said, I better not.
well, I went to look today and it's really startling how far it's advanced. It looks good.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really nice.
Okay, Tim Masters, we'll jump to you.
He's muted.
Yeah, you get, unmute yourself, Tim. There you are.
Okay, and I keep getting a thing that says host will now need to be unmuted, so anyhow, I don't have anything to report.
Nothing? That's it?
That's it.
Okay, buddy. Dan Zano.
Nothing.
Nothing? Any update you want to give on the water project?
Water line's going smoothly. They started at Morgan and River, headed down towards Fifth Street. They're over halfway to Fifth Street, and the other crew started at Greenfield and Morgan, and they're all the way through to Hickory.
Great.
No major. One small, they hit a service line that was abandoned, but other than that, everything's going great.
Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Thank you. Jeff Ritter?
I'm on the agenda, but I could go ahead and do it now.
Okay, go ahead.
We lost an employee to retirement 2 months ago, and that was Jeff Van Uden, and we would like to promote Eric Kramer to crew chief. That's a raise of, I believe, $1.08 an hour.
Okay.
And I'll make that, is that a motion?
Yeah, you want to make that motion.
I'd like to make a motion to promote Eric Kramer to crew chief at $1.08 per hour increase.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion, a second. I just want to add one thing to it. It's per their contract, so it's all contractual. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Okay, Jeff, thanks.
Mr. Supervisor,
Yeah.
can I just ask, you could inquire to Mr. Ritter whether there's gonna be a replacement for that job, or he's gonna have to have a new hire?
Jeff? Jeff, can you unmute yourself for a second?
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, patience is a
Yes,
virtue with the Zoom land.
No, we're not hiring anyone else at this time.
Okay,
Very good.
thanks. Mike Dashnow. There you are.
I don't have anything to report tonight, sir.
Okay, thanks. Melinda Olick?
I just want to to say that they're extending the tax deadline, so the AARP will continue to work on Fridays on taxes, possibly until the end of March. Also, they're going to start working on the doors next Tuesday, putting in the 3 metal doors, and then once they're done with that, they'll start on the windows. And then, like I said before, the front doors will be put in the 21st of April, 22nd, and 23rd. Otherwise, we're going along strong with everything.
Great, Melinda, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think that takes care of all the department heads. I don't believe I've missed anybody. So moving on, approval of the meeting minutes from the March 8th work session.
Make a
Move for
motion.
approval.
Second?
So we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Again, Donna, you got a thumbs up.
There you go.
from Jason.
Aye.
There you are. Okay. Any new business with residents, public correspondence, Donna?
No.
Nothing? Okay, under my liaison report, the local law flood damage prevention approval.
We have the audit payment first.
Yeah, you skipped.
Oh, gosh, sorry. Audit payment, Councilman Morial.
I move to approve the regular abstract of claims number 02157 to 02162, 2020, and 00597 to 00728, 2021, and recommend a payment in the amount of $541,265.65, plus a post audit of $11,573.12.
I'll
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is that it?
That's it.
Good. Okay, the local law flood damage prevention approval. And again, Tim, can you unmute yourself for a minute?
Are you there?
Yep. Were you on earlier when Bill Guyman asked the question about this, about the law?
About the what law?
Yes.
I didn't hear what you said, Steve.
Okay, when Bill Guyman had a question when we were during the public hearing, in regards to the flood law that we're approving here tonight, and you may not have been on at that time. So, Bill, you want to ask Tim what you had asked earlier?
Tim,
Yes.
I understand correctly, floodplain area was only tweaked a little bit. Would any property owner who is impacted on that, how would they find out that the property has been impacted?
Well, it ain't like the DEC contacts every property owner whose property is affected, so, they won't find out really until,
So,
they go to do a project down by the water, and then they have some more hoops to jump through with regard to the floodplain code, so, it didn't affect the town of Lewiston a whole lot. It would be, it was all about the coastal flooding and some updates with that. We have a little bit of impact down by the Niagara River. The only people it might affect is if you're gonna put in like a deck or something very close to the water, it might affect how you build it and the size of your footings and so on and so forth. But, it's not really a lot of impact to the town of Lewiston.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. So I would move for approval for the local law flood damage prevention approval.
Mr. Supervisor?
Yeah.
The first thing, there was a full seeker done by coordinated review by Mr. Lannon's office. So the first thing to do would be to accept the negative deck, make the motion, vote on it, and then after that, approve the law.
Okay. You want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the negative deck and the flood damage prevention.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. Bill, did you hear, Bill and Jason, did you hear what else? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And I need a motion for the approval of the local law.
I move we approve the local law for flood prevention.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Al, do we need a roll call vote on that?
I don't believe so.
And now we're on to the police reform plan approval. First, I want to read a letter. This is Town Supervisor Broderick and Town Councilman. Dear sirs, please be advised that on March 15th, 2021, the Village of Lewiston Police Board of Trustees voted to support the Town of Lewiston's resolution adopting the policing reform plan in compliance with Governor Cuomo's New York State Police Reform and Reinvention Collaborative under Executive Order 203. After many meetings with the police chief, town and village officials, Chamber of Commerce, school administrators, and community input, we agree with the adoption of the policing reform plan. Very truly yours, Ann Welch, Mayor, Village of Lewiston. So with that, I would like a motion to approve the police reform plan, the policing reform plan.
I make the motion that we approve the police reform plan.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Does anybody have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Supervisor, if you could have just one additional motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the certification and have it sent to Governor Cuomo and all appropriate offices at the state level.
I make the motion that we authorize the supervisor to sign the document and forward it to the governor's office.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now on to the Town of Lewiston Public Health Emergency Operations Plan. I believe everybody has a copy of it. This is again mandated by the governor to come up with a public health emergency operations plan. This was started by Tom Seaman before the first of the year. Al Bax, our attorney, now is in communication with Tom Seaman. And what we did is we sent this plan off to the unions. We've heard from 2 of the unions. We're waiting to hear back from the third union, CSEA. So we will take no action on it. I just wanted to discuss it and basically say where the status of this emergency plan is. And hopefully we never have to use it again. And this will be the last in my lifetime anyways. So there'll be no action taken tonight on the health emergency operations plan. Legal. Al, is there anything?
Nothing other than what's been on the agenda.
Engineering, Bob Lannon.
Finally, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. There was a letter that we have submitted dated March 19th, documenting the bids that were received for the Kiwanis Court Basketball Court Reconstruction Project. There were a total of 5 bids received, ranging from $153,750 up to $195,110. So we had 5 books out. We had 5 bidders. The low bidder is Lewis Del Prince and Sons in the amounts of $153,750. There is a letter that I hope you all should have along with the tabulation of bids. So it will be our recommendation for consideration by the board to award the contract to Lewis Del Prince and Son in the amount of $153,750. Subject to the attorney review and available project funding.
Okay.
Mr. Supervisor, I'd like to make that motion, please.
Go ahead. We have a motion.
As stated by our engineer.
Okay.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Any questions?
I do have one quick question.
Yes.
When do you think they'll start that?
Bob, you still there?
Yes, I am, Mr. Supervisor, yes.
Is there a schedule when they plan on starting?
We'll have to, if the downward continues to go award it tonight, we'll get books in probably within another 5 to 10 business days for
so we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Fantastic. Anything else, Bob?
No, Mr. Supervisor, that's it for me, unless there's any questions.
No. Jackie Agnello, you're on.
Mr. Supervisor, board members, in your board packet, you received a request for 2021 budget revision. And tonight I ask you for approval to process those.
Move for approval as printed.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, anything else, Jackie?
No, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Guyban, anything for your liaison report?
Nothing new, thank you.
Okay. Councilman Jacoby?
I didn't have anything to add, it just, I went to the one meeting with you, Steve, and, other than that, nothing to add.
Okay, good. He was talking about the police reform. And Councilman Morel, we took care of your hire or promotion. Anything else to add?
I gotta go get basketball sneakers.
Yeah.
At the park.
And Councilman Myers, anything?
I didn't have anything, just want to say thanks to all the community folks for helping with police reform, schools, and chamber of commerce, and everyone else involved.
And the respondents for the survey, that was good too, because it shows what a good job we're doing here in Lewiston, so. Resident statements, does any residents wish to speak up? Again, unmute yourself and please speak up. Okay, with that, the upcoming board commission meetings, town hall offices are closed on April 2nd for Good Friday. Zoning Board of Appeals is April 8th at 6:30. The work session is April 12th at 6 p.m. Environmental Commission is April 13th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Historic Preservation Commission is April 13th at 6:30 p.m.
Planning board should be on the 15th.
6 o'clock.
Planning Board's on the 15th. Okay, Planning Board's April 15th at 6:30 p.m.
Commission meeting is at 6 o'clock.
The historical?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Historical Preservation is 6 o'clock, not 6:30. I'll correct that.
And the planning is on April 15th?
6:30.
Yes,
6:30. Okay, with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Good night, everybody. Thanks for attending.
Happy.
Happy.
Have a good time,